What will happen if deaf students get the opportunity to exhibit their STEAM project work in the metaverse? This study explores the power of student museum exhibitions in social virtual reality. My name is Stylianos Mistakidis, and I am an innovator and researcher at the University of Patras in Greece. The rationale for this study was the fact that students with hearing impairments face several challenges in school education. They have less opportunities to develop skills and also worse perspectives for employment. And despite the fact that collaborative transdisciplinary projects can be very beneficial in special education, there is scarcity of such opportunities. Therefore, the guiding research question for this study was: what are the effects of exhibiting deaf students' STEAM project work in the metaverse? So this study took place in the University of Patras, which has a wonderful museum of science and technology, which is very active with multiple activities attended by thousands of people. And one of these activities is called thematical network projects. So these are usually 1 or 2 year projects around one central theme that take place according to a model of co-creation amongst the museum and schools. So this study took place in the academic year 2020-2021, where we had the thematical network project that had the title Digital Literacy, Inspiring and Educating the Citizen of the Future Through the Museum. And this was a project that was attended and participated by groups of 7 different local schools. And regarding the immersive part, what we did was to substitute the exhibition that normally would take place in the museum, since it was the pandemic and physical events and visits were limited and even prohibited. What we did was to develop a virtual exhibition in the metaverse in a 3D social space, appearing and populating it as avatars and communicating through movement, through chat and through voice. Around this research on the effects of exhibiting the student work in the metaverse, we employed a case study research design around 7 deaf high school students and 2 teachers. And for data collection, we used student observation and semi-structured interviews. And the interviews were designed to capture the impressions and the effects of the virtual exhibition. These classes of deaf students from the 18th Junior High School of Patras. So what they did was to design a project around the 2000 years of the Greek Revolution, as they made a parallel between the heroes of the Greek Revolution with the heroes of today, which were the doctors and the medical personnel that was related and active during the pandemic. So here is what they developed. We found that there were social ripple effects on 3 groups: the students themselves, their school peers, both with and without hearing difficulties, but also educators in the wider school community. 3 themes emerged. First of all, enhanced self-confidence and sense of pride. So when students first discovered that they have that their work was exhibited in a virtual 3D space, they were surprised. They didn't expect, they didn't have prior experiences with such spaces. And the perception of the virtual exhibition was something that was official. That meant that they felt a pride that their work was featured in a legitimate museum space. In other words, the work was recognized as equal and worthy of exhibiting along with the work of non-deaf students. And so naturally this enhanced their self-confidence and, more importantly, their self-efficacy and their conviction that they can be successful and they can produce high-value deliverables. And that led to an active participation for the dissemination of their work. So what they did is they demonstrated their work amongst the younger deaf students in their old school, but that led to a revolt among these younger students because they were jealous of this opportunity and they demanded from their teachers to participate in similar projects. So they wanted this freedom to express their creativity and have chances to prove their ability and produce something of value to them. So also this led to a peer recognition in the wider school community in several senses. So first of all, school teachers in the school complex and everywhere they learned about this project through the website were enthusiastic, especially the computer science teachers. And also that led to the decision to design new joint transdisciplinary projects between classes of hearing and deaf students in the same school. And moreover, since the deaf students shared their work nationwide with other deaf students in other schools, this led to new discussions among other classes and groups of people around these accomplishments and the opportunities for creative work. So, of course, this study has limitations. It's based on a very small sample, and some of the effects could be attributed to the practical nature of the project involving authentic, creative, technical, and communication tasks. However, there are implications for practice, the fact that museums can utilize the metaverse to engage new, younger, and remote audiences, and also the fact that museums can act as coordinators for transdisciplinary, experiential, collaborative learning experiences that enrich the education. Moreover, the metaverse can be seen and can act as equalizing factor for remote and rural schools and populations who do not have immediate access and easy physical access in a museum. So thank you very much for your interest, and we're looking forward to your questions.